Hello, hello, and welcome back. Thank you for being there. Let's see. Let's make sure that everything's working fine. Yes, I think it's fine. I think it's fine, right? Uh, I don't know why I'm scared. I'm scared of the camera. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I thought the camera was low battery, but it isn't. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm going to be fine. Uh, yeah. All right. Just check the audio, make sure it's fine, so it's working. That's brilliant. That's what we want. All right. Thank you for being there. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here. We're about to start this new mate right here. See, with my bombicha. How beautiful this bombicha, eh? It's very beautiful, isn't it? It says Uruguay there in the bottom there. See that? There you go. Beautiful, innit? So yeah, let's start there. And I've showed it to you, right? Beautiful. All right. So we're doing the yeah. There you go. We're ready. We're ready for the first one. The first one's always the worst one. So you have to kind of go through a thermos or two. Nah, just a couple of them, and then it becomes really good. There you go. We can start now. Okay. Yes. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. Hope you're doing well. I hope you had a nice couple of days. Well, a nice day. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's kind of night now, so it's been 2 days, hasn't it? So yeah, okay. And yeah, so tonight we're going to keep working on what we were doing. We're going to keep doing that. We're doing the AI system for our AI. It's so weird to say AI right nowadays, right? Because we're talking about just game AI, right? We're talking about how do we cope with that now? How do we call our game AIs now? How do we call them, like the autonomous characters? How do we call these things now? How do we market them? It's so weird, isn't it? I've been thinking about that. Every time I think about game AI, I think now if I build a package for AI, like AI characters, right? What do they put in it? Because if I put AI characters, people will think that it's like an LLM or something like that. It's an AI. Like, that's a problem we have now. That's it. First world problems, I guess. It's good that I come from the third world. It's good that I'm Uruguayan. So, it's good that you're very Uruguayan. So I know. All right, okay. So let's drink some mate, and let's make some games. Okay. So okay, at least tonight I opened VS Code first. I opened the wrong project. Okay, I'm gonna open the project, and yeah, okay. Just a second. I'm gonna open the right project. And well, while you're there, leave me a like, and then subscribe if you haven't yet, and help me out. It really helps. Every like, every subscription, all those things. It tells YouTube, this person, this bald guy, the people should be watching this bald guy. Poor guy, he's bald. At least give him some views, right? That's the thing YouTube does, But before YouTube feels pity for me, you have to feel pity for my bald head, and it's go, hey YouTube, I like this guy, just hit like button, help me out. So the algorithm helps me out, and that's how it works. I swear to you, that's how it works. I'm sorry, I'm hitting everything with with this chair. Okay, I'm just positioning myself. I'm positioning myself for success. Okay, so let's go. Let's do this. Are we open? Have we opened the project? Yes. We have opened the project. All right, we'll do this. As always, remember, you leave your comments and they're gonna show up there. You're gonna show up on the side there, here, and now in the when I share the screen here, here we are. Now your comments are gonna show up here in this area, yeah, about here, so you can see yourself there. You can, you see your comments and stuff you say. When you say hi, how's it going, bald guy, then I can see it, and we can laugh and or I can cry. But I remember when I had it, things like that, yeah. So okay, let's begin. Let's let's stop with the BS and start with the coding. So let's refresh because I come here unprepared. I do these sessions with you. This is our sacred moment. We just come here and we share this moment together, so we have to refresh. We have to, refresh our minds, what's going on. So we figured out that we have a few states, right? Okay. We need to create a state machine for our minions, right? Because each of these minions, it's called the melee minion in this case, right? It's the one we have right now, this one. Each of them, what they have is a sort of, right now they're just moving, and that's all they do. We have no animations. We have nothing really. They have animations, so we're going to add them. But first things first, we need to figure out the states that they're going to be in. So we did figure out that last time. We figured out which what states we were going to be handling. And as far as I remember, yeah, here we go. We had states. We had idle, move, engage, attack, right? And the default was idle. So those are, as far as our character is concerned. But remember this as well, right? We may also need an animation for, say, dying. So should we have a state for dying as well? So we should have like an idle, move, engage, attack, and die, moving, dying, movement, dying state. We call it, let's call it die, the die state. Okay, so that we can use these states then for animations as well, right? Let's call it death. There. It's in state of death. It's just, I don't know if I should say death. Should I say unalived? Because I know that, I don't know. Can I say death metal? Yeah, I know YouTube kind of doesn't like things like that. So I don't know what I should say. Can I say death? Can I say the D word? Can I say the D word? Should I say unalive? Oh my God. What are we turned into? Ah. So we have our states there, and specifically the enemy minions, they're only going to be using a few of these states, right? They're only going to be moving, engaging, 2 animations, yeah, but 3 states, because they, 4 now, because we have death, right? So we have move, engage, attack. Those are the 3 they're going to be using in general until they die when they use the death state, right? So they die and it's like, we're dead, you know. So that's what we're going to be doing with them. Yeah, so I'm thinking now, one thing we can do is, I'm thinking of this with you here, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just thinking of how we're going to go about this. There are not that many ways we can go about it, honestly. So it's good to kind of focus on the ones that were mostly that we fancied the most, I guess. So yeah, let's go with that. We have idle, we have move, engage, attack, death. For idle, only our own minions, like our characters, are going to be waiting in in a place, because the idea is that we're going to have like these bases where we're going to spawn enemies, like our own little minions that are going to be waiting here, like blocking the road for the enemy minions, and they're going to be fighting, right? So they're going to be idling while they wait for the enemies to come in. They're all going to use the same script. So, and they're all going to be using the same kind of mechanics, right? The difference is that the minions are going to be looking for the next waypoint, right? So they're going to actually be, say, engaging with a waypoint and constantly, right? So they will be constantly moving from point A to point B, and once they find an enemy to fight, they go into engage mode. I think engage, in a way, it's the same as move. We're just changing the waypoint. So I don't know if engage is a valid state, because at the end of the day, it's the same as move. We're just moving towards the enemy. We don't have here an engaging mechanic, right? We don't have like an engage mechanic, like you would need maybe in a I don't know, another sort of game where say you need to do a dogfight, right? Like that's the explanation I gave the other day. In a sort of dogfight, you may need to start an engagement process where you go around and things like that. Or maybe in this case, where for engaging, say you're not attacking, you're not actually doing the attack. You are maybe surrounding the enemy or thinking strategy to attack the enemy. So if that's the case for a particular kind of enemy or something, we would do something like that. But in this case, it's more like an RTS sort of game where enemies just find each other and fight, right? Just get in range to fight, So if you are in range, you change your next waypoint, right? So your next movement is going to be that's the engagement. That's what we called engagement. The last time we said, okay, when we enter into enemy, when an enemy enters a range, we start moving towards the enemy, and that is engagement. But but the way we're thinking about this now is, maybe we're just going to change that. We're not really going to set it as a we don't really need it as a state, perhaps, right? Because for instance, animation wise, move and engage are going to be the same, and the behavior is going to be the same. It's just moving from point A to point B, right? From where I am now to where I need to be. So in this case, it's just pursuing the enemy, right? It's that, right? Pursuing a point in the scene, like a vector in the scene. So it doesn't really make much sense, perhaps, to have an engage state. Not even for our enemies, like for our little minions, not enemies, our little AI minions, because they're going to be fighting, just moving towards the enemy or towards the flag, like to the, how you can set the flag to where they stand in the road and things like that. That would be interesting. So yeah. We need like a spawn point, right? To kind of set them in bring them here, like a, how do you call them? How do you call it? Like the place of gathering. I don't know. Area of gathering. What's the name? There's a very easy name to call it. I don't recall, but yeah, I don't know if someone's there. If someone can tell me in the chat there what the name is, but I don't know. I think we have like one person and still talking. Yeah, I think it's one. Maybe. Oh no, there's a few people on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. There's always one person on Twitch, and perhaps two at times. Sometimes three. I had six people on Twitch once, and it was like, wow, so many people, can't handle it. And no, I did have at one point like a few people, but it was a raid. It was like 13 people or something like that, but they just went away. Something like it just went away very fast. So yeah, it didn't make much sense. You know, you inherit those viewers, but yeah, you're not keeping them. You're not keeping so many of them. I think about 6 of them remained for a while, which is good. Yeah. So that's more or less what we're going to be doing then. I think we should remove the engaged state and just think of the sense of move. We're going to be moving from point A to point B. We're going to be idling. If we're not moving, we're idling. And yeah, and if the enemy, and if we are in attack range, in attack distance from an enemy, from our target, because we need to pick a target, right? When we are in attack range from the target, we enter attack mode, right? So I guess the only reason to keep engaged would be to kind of say, okay, we start looking for the attack range, but in that case, we just set a target, right? We just set a target and decide, okay, if the target is selected, right? Because I'm thinking condition wise. This is what I'm doing, right? I'm thinking in conditions. I'm thinking what condition I need to kind of find in order to do the things we need to do here. So I think we can do without the engage. Damn it, closed it. I think we can do without the engaged state. Damn, is this thing ever going to be good? Oh. We need to make it better. Come on. Oh, fuck. That's better, yeah. It's much better, baby. Yes. All right. So, okay, what are we going to do now? So, idle, move, engage, attack, which is going to remove the engage for now. Okay. If we need it, we'll add it. But remember, Yagni, we just suffered from Yagni yesterday. We removed stuff that we didn't need. We just added it because why not, right? And it's yeah. You're not gonna need it. Yagni. It's a very good rule to live by, you know. It's in general, you know, if you're not gonna need it, don't do it. You know, you don't know if you're going to need it, so the basis of it is do the things you need to do. Think of what you actually need and just do that, and think of those things. Don't just keep things in your head that you don't need. It's really hard to do at times because you want to think of everything, but hey, sometimes you have to focus on the task at hand. That's a good philosophy. Right? So idle, move, attack, death. Yeah. That's from, you know, before people were saying vibe and all those shit, people were actually saying those kind of cool stuff. And yeah, you know, inventing nice terms, you know, Yagni, kiss, keep it simple, stupid, very cool, very, very nice terms, you know. We lost that. I mean, I lived it I lived it later, right? I didn't live that time, right? I wasn't there when it was invented, but hey, it was a good inheritance we got from that generation. And now, you know, we're saying vibe coding and any sort of shit right now. Oh my god, we've ruined it. We've ruined it. Oh shit. Okay. So right, we start in idle mode. Now yeah, we need to set the modes. So okay. We can say that if current HP is less than 0, we're going to say this dot state. Oh shit, this dot state equals. Whoa. Oh, whoa, I didn't expect that. I wasn't expecting that. I forgot to turn it off. I was turning it off because it was annoying. It was bothering me many times. And it's just realized that I had to do that there. Okay. There's a little moments, there's a little glimpses of things I go, oh, okay. This is interesting. This is good, okay. Or like you know, when it knows that current HP smaller or equal to 0 means, you know, death. Okay, that's a good thing. That's good. You know, whenever it needs to do something a bit more complex, he goes, ah. But you know, whenever he goes, you know, hey, don't write this down, just press tab. You know, pressing tab to just fill shit that you know you need anyway. You're writing it down, and it just knows what you're writing down. So you just press tab, and it's written. That's brilliant. That's autocomplete. That's like, I mean, I do it all the time, right? It's state, right? Instead of writing state, I just, you know, do this dot state, right? And it's just, you know, happens to be there. But yeah, I think it's making autocomplete worse though. The autocomplete itself becomes kind of shitty. So yeah, it's hard to get used to the thing. Just that's why I feel it's annoying. You know, it's getting used to it doing that. When sometimes it's good, many times it's bad what it's showing you. So I think it's bad to get used to the thing telling you what to do and you just accepting it because you think, oh, maybe it knows better than me. No, like many times I find like, this is not good. No. I'm not doing this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, those kinds of things. You know, I'm just standing there, and then he wants to show me something. You know, like, hey, look at this. What? Why are you doing this? Why are you telling me to set the score or something? No. Why? No. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Look, I go back, and it does that. It just presses enter for me and shows me like that's annoying. That's just annoying. No, stop. You know, fucking hell. All right. Sometimes, wow, very nice. And other times, like, what? No. Yes. Okay. So let's get back to it. We know this is the death state. Now we need to figure out the. Yeah, because if we are not death, what state are we in? So in this case, we're just moving around. We're just moving forward. That's all that we do. We just move forward. We just move forward. Incredible. So we need a target. We need a target, right? So we need, okay, we have enemies here. Okay, we have enemies. We added that last time. So when an enemy enters our range, right, our attack range, we need to enter in, we need to start moving towards the enemy, right? So that's what we were going to call engage state, right? By the way, the death state here, we're just adding that, but this is going to just remove the object, right? We need to instantiate the explosion, do all that, or maybe do death animation. The thing is, we need to figure out what kind of death we want, right? It sounds so weird. Okay, so yeah, we need to decide on how do we want to die. You know, it's just sort of decide final destination, what's going to happen to us. You know, sounds like I'm selling you. You know, I'm selling the death insurance thing. But no, I'm not. I don't have a mortuary or anything like that. But yeah, translate set translation. So we're just moving and following we're moving ourselves, we're moving around, and then we're saying distance to origin. This is specific to minions, to the enemy minions that are okay, they are deciding the waypoint, origin to waypoint. Wait, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So we say that it's greater than this from origin to waypoint. We're saying that okay, this means that we've crossed the waypoint, right? That we've reached or crossed it. So if we arrive, when we arrived at the waypoint, okay, this is when we decide that we attack or not, right? Okay, so interesting. So in the case of if we're just moving, right? So if moving, this is what we need to do then. If shut up. See how that thing's bothering me? Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it isn't. Okay. It's just I like to see it this way, right? It's just because this helps me visualize it better, right? So we have the state. What's it saying here? This comparison unintentional because types idle move. Sorry. Yeah, move. I forgot. Okay, yeah. So move. If we're moving, right? If you're in a state of move, right? Our state is just move. We just go to the next waypoint, right? Now, if now we need to say that if enemies dot length is greater than 0. Well, it knows there. Okay, yeah. What says new direction? Copy. What's this new direction thing? Is it inventing things? Is it just? Oh no, it's there. So it knows there's a new direction. Okay. And saying copy. But you see that's. I don't think that's right. Are we using new direction that way? Let's see. Because this is not the waypoint, it's the next waypoint. New direction. What is new direction here? Where are we using new direction? We're not even using new direction. We're not even using this. So it's just, I don't know. Did this thing make it up? No. It was there. We added it because we added it at some point and we didn't stop using it. But it's a good idea to have something like that because the thing is in this case we're selecting waypoints from a list of waypoints. Right, we have a list of waypoints and we're just selecting one. But waypoints are fixed. So now we're kind of saying, okay, what's the current waypoint? We're selecting that waypoint, right? How? Current waypoint index. So this is how we select the new waypoint. We're just using the current waypoint index. Maybe this should not be this way now. Maybe now the waypoint should be just a like where's the waypoints? Wait. I had waypoints had a oh shit, no. What did I do? I don't know. Waypoints have a I remember waypoints have a oh no, this is no right, because this is not the right, this is not the waypoints, this is not game logic waypoints, right? Okay. This is this is game logic waypoints, right? Because this is getting the waypoints from the game logic, so directly, right? So if we're going to make this generic, we can't get waypoints from the game logic. We need to decide that on runtime in a different way. We need to give it like yeah, we can't like hard code it in this way, right? We sort of need to say, okay, where are you going? What's your goal? And if you're an enemy, right? Like if you're one of the enemies, then you will just go to the next waypoint, right? You will get the game logic waypoint, and that's what you're going to do. Because here's the thing, even though you're going to get the waypoints, you need to know what the waypoints are in order to know what your next waypoint is after you've killed all the enemies. Say you killed all the enemies in the road, right? Standing in the road, you kill them all. You're a very powerful enemy. And then you have to pick the next waypoint, right? So you know where you're going previously. So in a way, now that you are yeah, in a way, now that you're moving there, yeah. So okay, I understand that. I understand what we need to do. Sorry. We need to remove this. Obviously, this needs to go away. We need to sort of have a type of enemy, like there's one that's just going to go and cross the, go from Right. One is an attacker, one is a defender. That's what I mean, right? The attacker is trying to cross to the other side, right? It's trying to go from point A to point B, in the sense, it's starting, it's crossing, it's going through the path and trying to, pass through. It's part of the convoy, right? And then there's the defender. The defender will do something else, right? So we have the defender minion and attacker minion. That's what we need to figure out, because the reason I don't want to call that an enemy and a friendly is because this is a template, so I don't want to fixate on those sort of things, on those sort of generalities that don't allow you to have enough granularity for your own imagination, the things that you want to do. Because say you want to make this more of a, I don't know, two-way thing, right? Where two enemies, I would say you want to do a versus kind of thing, right? Where you have one side, the other has the other side, and you're sending minions, around, and you're fighting with your towers, and it's a multiplayer thing, maybe, you know, or it's just your versus kind of thing. The fact that you can create these mechanics to allow you to create those mechanics. I can't say there's the friendly and there's a, you know, and the friendly stays there and the enemy just moves to the other side. No, what we need to do here is say, okay, there's an attacker minion and there is a defender minion. The defender minion stays in place and waits for you to arrive, and the attacking minion, you know, we can have a patrol minion if you want. Then, you know, we can keep adding more different sort of types of minions, like how you call it, classes, like a minion class, like a proper class. So we can call it a class and say, okay, a minion class of an attacker class of minion is an attacker class is going to and that's that thing that I just said is what gives me pause to do this, like game logic waypoints, like just getting the game logic waypoints, because honestly we don't really know. Say you're going from you started from right to left, like in the left to right, sorry, like in this case here, right? The waypoints, they would be the same for both teams, right? But say we have a team, you're doing teams, right? And one starting here and one starts here, right? And they're both like trying to cross through, right? And you have this 3 and, you know, this 2, and the enemy has this 2 or something like that, right? Or you're trying to conquer them. Let's say you create some mechanism where you just conquer these towers here. You use this as a template, and then you create a mechanism there to conquer these spaces. Then if I already give you that, like kind of a way to go from point A to point B, from here to here, or from here to here, right? Then right, the way it is now, it will always go from here to here, right? What I'm wondering is, how can we make it so that it's more generic, and it allows you to have a more generic granular approach that allows you to have enough, you know, to go with your imagination, whatever you want to do. That's the idea here, right? That you will not create another Kingdom Rush, that you will create, you know, something different, right? That's what's going to make your game be better than other games, is how it differentiates. Know how close to other games it is, because otherwise you just play that other game, right? So there are differentiating factors that make your game special. What are you building? You can say it's a tower defense, but hey, has this special mechanic that is very, very cool, and people are going to play based on that. And the fact that, and if you make a very bad mechanic, then people may not like it. And you know, it's part of the game logic and how you do it. And yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm I'm thinking. Yeah, trying to help you out here, you know, trying to make sure you can have more of a, you know, very granular approach here. But yeah, and that you can do it, because I'm thinking here that if I can generalize in the correct way, right? Because it's not about not generalizing, it's about generalizing in the correct way, so that you can set up things without writing, you know, a bunch load of code, you know, that you can use a minimal amount of code to achieve whatever you need, right? And you can focus on making, you know, the game mechanics themselves, and sort of, you know, okay, this whole boilerplate of things that I had to build, you know, here, it's just boilerplate for you, and you just focus on the actual features of your game, right? And all this whole other thing of, okay, we need to make these things move from point A to point B. I figure that out for you, and then you actually make that part of your game mechanics, you know. That's the idea here, right? You create a sort of interesting game mechanic around that. I give you the tools to kind of do it visually in an interesting way, or to kind of extend a class that already does that for you, right? Because hopefully you know how to code, and you can improve it way better even, right? But I'm also trying to help people who can't code, right? And that's very valid too. So yeah, let's wait a second here. Let's get this matter in. Okay. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, we need to figure out how we're gonna go about this. Yeah, so I don't like how we're getting the current waypoint. This is not how you get the waypoints. No. Current waypoint index, that's okay, but no, that's not the way. Where are we using current waypoint? Where are we using current waypoint? So we're saying on start, we're saying that we're copying the position of current waypoint position. Okay, and here we're doing that as well, right? Okay. So we need to say we have a class, right? We need to give it a class. Same way we're doing here, like we are, you know how we are saying the enemy types and these things, you know. We need to do a similar thing here. We're gonna copy and paste that because we're very lazy. And we're just gonna call it yeah, we're gonna call it class. We're gonna call it class. And we just need to say class options, right? And yeah, let's just move it a bit here, and we're going to say that our class is can be attacker. Is that your right, attacker? I say you spell attacker. I'm sorry. I don't know. I know how you spell attacker. I think that's how you spell it. I don't know. Oh shit, I don't know. I think attack. I know how you spell attack. I don't know how you spell attacker. Right. Hola, Crispy Bacon. How's it going, mate? Nice to see you, Crispy Bacon, on Twitch for us here. Yeah, you're the second person on Twitch there, giving us some company there on Twitch tonight. We have more people on YouTube, honestly, but people on YouTube, they don't talk. So we have Crispy Bacon there saying hello. Where are the people that? I think we have like 3-4 people on YouTube. Where are you? Where even are you? Like, just say hello, you know. Just say hola, like this guy say. You know, you could just put an H on the hola, or you cannot, and that's fine, you know. But usually you put the you put the H in. It's mute, so yeah, it's okay. It's mute. The H is mute. Unless it's another language that says hola with it's just OLA like that. I'm thinking maybe there is. Maybe there is. Is it? Is it? I don't know. Interesting. It would be interesting. Maybe in Portuguese. I don't remember how to say in Portuguese. How do you say it? Maybe is it Portuguese? You say that? I don't remember. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Thank you so much for being there, Crispy Bacon. I like I like how it's reads. Very interesting. Very interesting. It's I'm gonna guess your name is Chris. Can we say your name is Chris? That would be fantastic. If your name was Chris, it would make a lot of sense, right? And your last name Bayton, right? Or Breton, right? Chris Breton. That would be interesting. And you turn it into Crispy Bacon. That's just brilliant. That would be just magnificent. Yes, your name is great. Well, beautiful, brilliant. You know, that's like, yeah, that would be excellent. That would be excellent. It's Chris Pie. Okay. Pie being the first language I enjoyed writing in. Oh, look at that, Python. Very cool, very cool, very cool. yeah, I think I used Python like very, very long ago. And yeah, I then went for C sharp and went full on that C sharp route. And then I ended up in JavaScript, TypeScript way. And JavaScript and TypeScript land. TypeScript way later on, but yeah. Yeah, back then I'm talking about, what was it, 2000? What was it? Yeah, the last time I touched, I think I actually wrote Python probably 2010, no, 2009, 2009. Probably, I think. So it's a long time ago. Yeah, I think I did some Ruby, which I remember thinking, oh, this is kind of looks similar. It's not the same, obviously, but yeah. But yeah, beautiful stuff, you know, languages, programming languages. So we have these classes here, right? We're trying to do attacker. I don't know if you write attacker this way. I honestly don't know how you spell this. I have a problem with this. I really don't know. So we're just gonna call it that way. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And yeah, I don't know. And then we have what's the other one? The other one was Defender. Yeah. So we're gonna have an attacker and a defender. Oh, crispy bacon saying, right, crispy, right? It would be crispy, right? Crispy bacon. So what's Rogue Engine? I've always been interested in Three.js. I didn't even know engines existed for it. Yeah, this one exists. Incredibly enough, you know, it's a whole endeavor, right? If these things to exist, it's a whole thing, right? I mean, it's yeah. So, but I can pronounce crispy. All right. Brilliant. Thank you, mate. But all right. So Three.js, yeah, Three.js is incredible. Rogue Engine is a it's a unity for Three.js, basically, right? So think of it that way. It's a way to, I think, to describe it best. With that frame of reference, if you think of say Unity or I don't know, Unreal Engine, whatever you want to think of, the sort of philosophy in a way, think of early Unity. Think of the early Unity targeting the mobile platform, right? When Unity was going full heads first on mobile and saying, you know, like, okay, this new thing with nobody, you know, everyone was like, okay, well, people make apps for mobile, and you know, nobody thought of people actually paying for stuff on the web and mobile. I was like, you know, that was crazy talk back then, and yeah, and sort of that kind of mechanic, that kind of philosophy, where you make it simpler for people to make games for a platform that already exists and it's there, right? In this case, instead of mobile, we're talking about the web, which is a mobile platform. It's everywhere. It's in your mobile, it's in your computer, it's in your multi-platform. It's everywhere. So, you know, you don't need to rely on marketplaces or anything. You just rely on a website, right? Your marketplace is a web, right? So the fact that the fact that devices have been marketing so much their app stores and things like that, we have a paradigm right now that is gravitating towards app stores, right? But it just depends on people being very interested in one thing and then they go for that. Like, think of Wordle, right? Wordle, people were playing Wordle like crazy and it was sold, you know, and to New York Times, I think it was sold. And for a lot of money, for a load of money, if I can remember correctly. And yeah, and it was a stupid web game, right? It's just stupid thing, right? If you think about it, like you think stupid web game. Wordle to me is like the web for Flappy Bird, right? Something like that, where you have like this, simple, very simple mobile game from this lad somewhere and then he starts making this game and just a fun little project, and then boom, explodes, and people start using it, and people start playing games online, and there's Candy Crush and there's all things going on, and people get this they get attached to it. The problem is that I think we need more of that. We need more distribution, right? People go on websites. They have been going on website for a long time. It's just simply people don't know that they can actually build these things for the web, and people just click on a link and they just go in your thing. It's hard to go back to that mechanic of thinking that way, Sorry. Yeah. I think it's more. I think it's a herd mentality. You asking Crispy Bacon, and I'm saying it's less like herd mentality, or it's a manipulation of herd mentality by company interests, right? Because why would you want people to go on the web and do some stuff when you can have an app, right? So you rather make people pay for things on the app and use in-app purchases and things like that, because they give you that kind of platform there. But you have no problem maybe going on Amazon and putting your credit card there and buying stuff there. So if you had like the same platform on the web, from someone, I don't know, Stripe, for instance, gives you a very easy platform to sell online anything, right? People go online to buy stuff all the time. So why wouldn't you buy on a game something you want? You absolutely would. Like I remember I thought this is oh shit, this there's something here. When I saw my mother paying for through text message or through SMS, she paid for this web game, this game on Facebook, a web game on Facebook that she was playing on a laptop, and it was a card game, like she was just paying for points to play. That was all, because she wanted to play, and then that's all. That's it. It was no gambling, nothing like that. It's just paying to play a game for more points. It's insane, right? You would think my mother, she's telling me, not to be careful online, and then suddenly she was paying over SMS. That made me see like, okay, people are paying online, and it's been a while since that, And then I think marketplaces, sort of app stores took over since then. Absolutely took over. They killed the Facebook games and things like that. But I believe that the whole problems we are having with marketplaces, with app stores and things like that, it's going to make a big comeback of and the availability of tooling right now for the web is going to make web games have a comeback, a good comeback. We need more Flash-like experiences now, because Flash was killed. That's the other thing, right? Flash was killed in the middle there, right? So that really killed the web game ecosystem, and we are reviving it with Three.js, right? So that's the thing. We need better tools. We need supported tooling. We need to keep the point going. Crispy saying, I see your point. Yeah, mate. Thanks. So I hope it was a good rant. Good rant. All right. Let me know there if you want to know anything else. Happy to respond to anything. To answer. Well, respond. The response sounds more like aggressive, right? Responding. Okay, so we have attacker defender thing, right? Now if we come back to our minion here, you can see that we have our attacker here, right? Attacker defender class. All right, there you go. So we can set it up there. Remember that these are our general properties, right? Because this here are properties for the that are part of the base class. We need to put this in folders, I think. I'm probably going to add like some folders for this, like little groups, because when I created this component, the base character component, when I created that, yeah, we didn't have the group UI stuff. So now that we have that, we can put these whole things in folders that will look way better. Will make this have way more sense, because our own properties, like from our minion class, that is part of the base character class, it's they're down here, right? So we should have probably the base class stuff in it folders, right? I'll make more we'll make it way easier to interact with it. So yeah, let's okay, this one is now an attacker, right? So yeah, we can just save that. It's okay. And we have a range there. We have a range, so we know that when an enemy enters our range, right? When an enemy, yeah, someone who's not you, right? So someone's not. If you're yeah, when an enemy of yours enters the range, we need to say pursue, right? So we move towards that enemy. How do we do that? Well, let's figure that out. What we were doing here is we're saying that if enemies length is greater than 0, we know that we need to move towards an enemy. So we're moving oh, what are you doing? Stop. Copilot going, not being annoying. I tried it out, but it's honestly just annoying most of the time. Mostly annoying. Just going there and saying, you should write this down. And I'm like, no, I don't want to write that down. Okay. Sorry about that. I think about my phone. My wife's out, so just looking out, making sure that shit's going well. Oh yeah, I'm the crispy bacon figuring out that I'm the creator of Rogue Engine. Yeah, I built Rogue Engine, and I'm building Rogue Engine. It's out there, it's published, so you can like you could download it, and yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was just someone using it. I'd be having way more fun. I think. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm building Rogue Engine because I like it. I have fun doing it. But I don't know. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that's it. I mean, you can download it for free. Try it out. It's free. It's free to use. So yeah, and whatever you build with it is yours. You don't have to like pay me royalties for your lifetime or anything. I find that so strange. Like you have to just like pay royalties to the game engine. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit weird. I don't know. It's like paying Photoshop because you built you made a very nice image with Photoshop. You should pay royalties for your image. To Photoshop. Not even Adobe does that. I understand that game engines are hard to they are a hard product to keep alive as a product, right? Because usually companies want to be big companies. They want to like make lots of money and and be billion-dollar enterprises and things like that, and they become corporate evil things, right? But then when you start thinking of it as providing a service and earning X amount of money and making that part of the using that to run the operation, not just trying to grow some evil worship kind of thing, money worshipping sort of monster. You're just trying to serve a certain community, keep the thing alive, and and making money should be part of that. No, serving that community the pathway to work towards making money, right? That's so yeah. And in general, what happens is that game engines, that's why, are a bad business. And but yeah, depends on, how I think a framework, how you frame it. And yeah, so I'm trying to make it survive. Not easy, but hey, I'm here. I'm gonna keep it alive. I'm gonna keep it alive for you. You trust me on that. The very generous people who are paying licenses, they're keeping it alive. So cheers to them. Cheers to them. Cheers to the people paying licenses. I can't even express my gratitude to them. Crispy Bacon saying, I've read that Rogue Engine has a free version, and then the paid has like cloud storage and other capabilities. I'm not saying that's wrong. Just trying to figure out the prog right now. Yeah, somehow you have to earn as well from it. Yeah. I mean, the point is keeping it alive, right? I mean, making it worthwhile to. I mean, if I can work on this, right, and earn enough money just building the engine itself, and not like now that I have to, partially this and other things, that I have to do, it would be make things way easier, and it will help the engine a lot more, right? But yeah, it depends on me, right? It depends on people wanting it as well, right? I can't just force people saying, use the engine, you should be using Rogue. Well, yeah, I can't, but I don't think it will work. Well, it may work, let's do it. Let's try it out. You should be using Rogue Engine right now. Just download it, pay for the license. Yeah, pay for the license because you need it. You need it right now. You need it. I need to be a corporate overlord. So do it. Let's try that. Let's try that and see if it works. Okay. Yeah. Let's get back to it. Okay, so so we have and this live stream, by the way, I just do them because I do this to test the engine. So I was doing this sort of things, sort of little demos for myself that I would scrap sometimes because it was shit. It wouldn't work for, it wouldn't turn into a game. Wouldn't turn into anything useful. I would build them to test the engine, and the thing is, I'd rather do it live so that people can watch and learn with me. It takes me way longer because I'm talking right now. I should be like doing things where I'm talking, but it's much better, right? I can get in contact with people. We stay here, we talk and answer questions, and and these sort of interactions happen, which is more interesting than just doing it by myself, I guess, and people can see it and it's there, just then live somewhere. We have Crispy Bacon saying, I think it really depends. I haven't researched another game engines, Three.js, but if you were the only one and you get rid of a lot of headaches that come with game dev in Three.js, I definitely think people would want to pay for it. Yeah, hopefully. But even when you don't ask them or advertise, of course. And if you shouldn't, and you shouldn't feel bad for it. No, not at all. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, the point is, that I guess it's about keeping it alive and keeping it working and making it sure that it provides the right service, the thing that it needs to do. But ultimately, it depends on people wanting it, I guess. People actually, it's serving a purpose and serving a certain community. I think there's lots of people. Here's the thing as well, right? The whole concept of this is that there's a bunch of people who actually need Rogue Engine, who would actually benefit a lot from using Rogue Engine. But they are using Unity and making, say, mobile games, right? And but they would benefit more for using Rogue Engine, I believe, because they could just make a web game, right, instead of just making a game that will get lost in an app store. Because that's what happens now with most games. They get lost in the app store because this is just a jungle right now, right? It's like, it's hard to make a living there. So you depend on having a bunch of titles that do something. So instead of having a bunch of titles that try to make something interesting, just make one really good thing or a bunch of really little good projects on the web and or interesting things on the web. That's the thing. Since it's a web, it's just a website. It's literally that. It just generates a static website at the end of the day. So you can just upload it and that's it. And you have a website that does something interesting in 3D. And it can be anything, truly, whatever you want, with the capabilities of it, right? It can be in VR even, right? So you can do really anything you want. And it works great. It works super fast in most browsers. I have an old phone. I have an old PC and it works well there. Old Mac with Ubuntu works fantastic there. Crispy Bacon asking, what are your thoughts on Unity being able to do WebGL builds for web games? I mean, that's an alternative as well for web games. Yeah. It depends, because that's the thing about Unity WebGL. It generates this WebAssembly blob, basically, right? And that's a problem for many reasons. One, because of the memory heap, right? It doesn't really well, the first things first. The thing you see in the browser, the thing you see in the engine is not going to be the same you see in the browser. It's not made for the browser. It's just adapting itself for the browser. It's just trying to be something for the browser. So it's kind of going through hips and hoops, just trying to be something for the browser when it's really not. So it's really hard for it, for instance, to interact with the website, right? You can sort of, but it's really hard. It's not, it's not very very intuitive what you need to do. Nobody's doing it because it's not very good at it. So it's really hard to make it work that way. So for instance, if you want to have something that works on your website in a different way, right? Say you want to have a website that has 3D features, or you want to actually use something that's more light. You want something that's very lightweight, because that's the thing. Say for instance, a Unity game, it has a big overhead, it has massive install, right? Then you have it on the web, and you have to actually download it to play it. So it's a massive blob. It goes on the memory heap, so it all loads there in memory. Then it's just that, you see, and it's really massive, in the sense that when you add things to your game, it just all goes there. So for instance, Rogue Engine, what I built was an asset pipeline, right? So your assets, they will get downloaded with your scene. So you can have things that are actually, you can have prefabs now that, for instance, you can install directly with the, so you say you call them by name and they get installed, right? They get instantiated, right? You can instantiate them by name. But you also have a bunch of prefabs. You can set to just let them be asynchronous, and they will just load whenever your component requires them. So that means that your game is just as heavy as you want it to be, right? You can have your assets be streamed within your scene in a very elegant way, right? Actually hydrating. It's like the concept of hydration in the web is very proper of the web. It's very for the web, right? You don't have that in Unity. It's very hard to do that in Unity. It's not very intuitive. It's not the web way. This works just out of the box that way. This is just built that way because the web is built that way. You see, so it's that's a very different thing. That's a very different approach, right? It's very lightweight also, right? It's very fast. The same thing in Unity and in Three.js will load massively fast, and it will be built for the web. And in Rogue Engine here, when you play it, in fact, I dare to say that it will work better on the browser than in the engine, because the engine player here, it has all the overhead of the engine, right? This is running in the engine as this whole thing you see here. This is just a div in a website, right? This is what it is right here. So, and you're just moving around this 3D scene and div. Now, if you go here, right, you go to this IP, there is a local IP to your local environment to see your your website running, to see your game running on your on your browser. And in general, it should work way better than here, because it has no of the overhead that it has, because of being here. So and you can also use that on your phone, right? You can go on your phone there, so it's working on your same network here, because it's there on the web. It's being served at this moment in time. See what I mean? So there's a difference between working on web with web technologies than working on Unity, and then you have to build it and running on a browser somewhere, to debug it, just to see how it works. And some things don't work, and it's really not made for the web. It's really not made for the web, and it's never going to be the same, right? Crispy Bacon saying, I'm not saying that there's no place for it, right? But I'm saying that it's a different thing. It's a different thing. Unity is great at mobile games. It's not great at web games. It's not forte, and it's not focusing on it for a reason, for a very specific reason, that it's not its thing, right? It's not business for Unity, right? So True says, Crispy Bacon, I get what you mean, and that really was the kind of response I was expecting you to say. I worked with the game dev that did WebGL build, and it was massive. Yes. For a game where you just walk around and have booths, it has a big overhead, massive overhead. It was a virtual video game expo. Look at that. That's actually one of the things that got me interested in Three.js, because then there's a way to make web games that is more lightweight. Yes, absolutely. That's one of the use cases. But also, like, I mean, more than being lightweight, because being lightweight is, of course, a big selling point. But the fact that it's actually, it's using the same technologies, basically, that are, that are there on the web already, right? So you have all these things readily accessible in the web. You know exactly how it's going to work, and just being sure that this is how it works while you're playing it here. This is how it works on the web. Right, this is well, let me remove this because it shouldn't be here. But yeah, what is this? Oh, the enemy there. But yeah, this is how it will work on the web, right? You just you play around on the web, and this. Oh, I broke the waypoints. Yeah, I did. Well, the enemies are moving to the wrong place because it's I changed the behavior of the minions. But yeah, if we remove this here, let me show you how the game, because I don't think you've seen it, but yeah. Let's play it. Let's see. I think that's it. I think this should be moving in now. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we have this, like this is how it will work on a website, right? I mean, it's exactly like this, because this is it. This is, you play it and it works instantly here. And let me show you, like, building. This is how much it takes to run a build. Let me show you. Let me show you right now. This is, you drag your main scene, like in this case, it's the main. I think I brought it in already, right? Yeah, it's the main scene there. Build, right? And there you go. That's how long it takes, right? That's how long it takes to make a build. You see that? How long was that? It's an instant. So there you go. It's it's a very it's made for the web. It's made to run fast on web, and to give you a web game, right? That work really well on the web. It won't work as well, as amazingly well, perhaps on any web view, right? Because if you mount it, it'll work really well on web view. Let me get this straight. It works fantastic on web views as well, but it will depend on the web view of the platform, of course. But if you use Cordova or something to mount it there, it will work great as well. So it's very intuitive how it works, and it works great on mobile. It works great on your on any computer that has a modern browser. Really, I mean, yeah. And you can try it out. Just go here to this address, on or you know, with the game on here, with the game engine on, you just look at this address that you get here, you open it in a device on your network, and it'll show you how, you know, it'll show you how the game's playing. Any device that has a browser on your network, just try it out, you know, and you'll see if it works or not, how it works there, you know. So yeah, I think the environment helps a lot there, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's just being a bit of a rant. Are you working with the team to develop Rogue Engine? No, it's just me, mate. It's just me. For now, it's just me until I have more of a robust operation that I can start hiring people or something. It's going to be just me. You know, yeah, that's the sadly that's the point, right? But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for the whole full ride, wherever it takes me. And yeah, I've been here for how long it's been now? It's been like 5 years now. Yeah, it's been like, yeah, it's going to be 5 years this year that I've been you know, just giving it my all with this. So yeah, and this year, and yeah, soon we're gonna have the 1.0, the first 1.0. We've been through alpha, all the alphas, all the betas. We've finalized all the betas, and now we have, you know, the next version is going to be 1.0. So, you know, yeah, and it's going to be, you know, less than 2 months. So, you know, it's a month and a half maybe now. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. You know, it's the best it's ever been. And luckily, it's only going to get better. You know, let me reset the audio here just to make sure. There you go. I always reset the audio because it starts working bad. And you're here now, but then, you know, people go away and then suddenly audio starts going to shit and shit breaks and then, you know, live stream gets ruined. So yeah, just have to reset the audio on the audio interface. Yeah, mate, if you try it on, let me know. You know, just join our Discord there, and you know, I'm always there to support anyone there. Is giving a hand to anyone, and as well, you know, if you build anything, if you do anything with it, just any demos, anything, sharing it around, showing people what you're building and things like that is the best. It's always, you know, people sharing things, building to build with Rogue Engine is what keeps Rogue Engine afloat, really. Someone sees it, someone likes it, someone uses Rogue Engine, someone pays for a license. You know, it keeps the ship going, I guess. Yes, but for now, let's see. That's more or less it. Yeah, what we're going for. But yeah. What did I do there? Oh yeah, I had the move there. Okay, so let me pour myself another mate here. Then it goes cold and it's shit. Yeah. Get another one. Let me get another one. Another one for a road. There you go. There you go. Let's keep us moving. All right. So, where were we? State is move. So when the state is move, wait a second. If the enemy's length greater than 0, we need to check. Sorry. So we're going to say else. No. Oh, stop. There you go. Yeah. Don't bother me anymore, please. I'm too lazy to uninstall to remove the Copilot thing, and honestly, I haven't gave it really a good go to the Copilot thing. It's sometimes just like, oh, just join your Discord. Brilliant, mate, brilliant. Please enjoy there. There's a bunch of material there. You can see the showcase there. You can see bunch of things there, you know, and examples of people doing stuff, and also you have the help and all that. You'll get my greeting, my like religious, you know, every single time someone joins, I greet them. You know, that's my religion. When someone joins, I greet. I do my greeting, and yeah. And enjoy, mate. Enjoy. Thanks for joining. And yeah, let me know if you need anything. I'm always around there to help out in the Discord. But yeah, so if we're in move state, right? So if we're in a move state, we're going to move. In this case, here, we're doing the move with the like the waypoint move. Right. But if we have enemies, right? So if we're in move state, we're gonna check if we have enemies in range. These are the enemies in range that we're going to have. We are going to move towards like one of our enemies, like the first enemy in range, right? So the first enemy that enter our range. Then if otherwise we don't have any enemies, right? So enemies length is no greater than 0. We're going to move to the next waypoint, do all these things. Okay. This is if we are it's like an attacker minion, right? Otherwise we can do idle. All right, so we can just say no, stop it. We're gonna say if this the class equals attacker, and there you go. So this happens if we are an attacker, right? Otherwise, right, we're going to idle, right? So else we surely we're going to idle, right? State equals shit. How did it know? That was weird. That was so weird. Hell, that was weird. All right. So here we're going to check if we are in range, right? So we're going to check if we are in range, and if we are in range, we are going to yeah, if we are in range of enemies, we are going to start like going towards them. This is what we're going to do here, right? So move towards what? It's complete. How do you know? First enemy. I refuse to write your comment down. I refuse to do the other comment. I just refuse it. I just want to do more compact. Let me be me. Shit. I have to bounce right now. Oh, says Greasy Bacon. Oh, sad to see you go, mate. Because middle of the night where I'm from, I'll come back to watch for more and most importantly use Rogue Engine. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Thank you for joining us, and glad to have you jump on the Rogue wagon and the Rogues Den and all that. You know, thanks for being there, and thank you for joining the live stream tonight. You know, and have a good night. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy everything a Rogue Engine has to give to you, and you know, Three.js has to give to you and everyone. Hopefully people will realize the point, you know, that Three.js is a great tool to build great stuff for the web, great games and apps and everything for 3D and the web. They can just stop giving their money to Apple and Google for no reason, you know. Just pay a server, you know, pay a stupid server. That's way better, you know. Just random static server, get some Cloudflare going on there, you know, some stuff like that, and just do that, and you're golden. You're golden, you know. Just gzip the hell out of it, and just you'll be fine. You'll be just brilliant, and you know, your life will be much easier. Just market the shit out of it, because you're going to have to market your game anyway, right? It's not that people are just going to go and find it in the marketplace and play it. No, you're going to have to market your game. Haven't you? Won't you? Yes. Otherwise, it just gets lost there in the App Store, and people don't play it. Don't ever find it. They don't know it exists. Apple doesn't care about your game. Google doesn't care about your game. They don't care about your stuff. They don't care about your stuff. They just care about the stuff that, you know, people are doing their own marketing anyway. So what do they care? They're not going to promote it, right? They don't care about you. They're just going to charge you anyway. So, you know, they care about feeding more people the stuff that they know brings money. So, you know, that's all. Money is their religion. It's not games or entertainment or, you know, serving people. It's their religion is money. That's what they do. They serve money. That's all they serve, you know. Yeah. They serve money. But yes, so we have the idle state. If we are not an attacker and we don't have any enemies around, we are in idle state. And here, if our enemies, right, if yeah, if we have some enemies here, we are going to move towards them. So we need to figure out a way to start moving towards an enemy. Okay, here's the deal then. How are we pointing towards our enemy? Go to next waypoint. When we do this, go to next waypoint thing. We're actually doing the whole rotation and all that, right? Okay, what we need to do is go to next, because everything until then, like all of these, we can use. Like all of these is usable. Like not for go to next waypoint, but for yeah, not for going to the next waypoint, but for just checking that things are right there. Yeah. Going to next, what with the name, go to next. Destination. I don't know how to call it. I really want to give it a good name, because this is, you know, like I said, this is going to be a platform to build this sort of game, right? So we need to be you could end up using this for say for an RTS style game, right? For an RTS kind of game, for a top down, you know, kind of even for an arena sort of game, like I don't know, like League of Legends, you know, sort of thing. This will work for that kind of game. So, you know, we need to make it yeah, we need to make a system that works well for that as well, right? So yeah, we have a few more people there on YouTube. Gladly, thank you so much for joining, everyone. I hope you're enjoying it, the little game we're making here. All right, so we know we're moving there. We know. By the way, yes, one thing we need to do here. I think this will make everything work in general, right? So we need to say that when we are outside, like if we're in a so yeah, if we have no enemies, right? So it would be length. equals 0, right? We're always going to be in this dot state equals it will depend, right? It will depend. If we have no enemies, wait. Yeah, we're going to idle here. So we're going to say that this dot class yeah, it wants to do it now. Let's do something that works best for multiple classes if we add more later on. So we're going to say that this dot class equals attacker. Let's do it this way, you know. This dot class equals attacker. We're just going to say this dot state equals move, and else if this dot class equals defender, we're going to state idle. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. Just going to do it this way because if we add other classes later on, you know, we have a nice system there to add it. We could do a ternary here, one-liner. I love ternaries, one-liners, things like that. I love them, but I don't think this is the way to go here. Yeah, no. So here we're deciding, we're making decisions on our state machine, right? We're deciding that we're there when we have no HP. We're deciding here that if we have no enemies and we are of a class attacker, we need to move. And we are deciding that if... Well, no, this is wrong, right? Is it? No. No, it's fine, yeah. We're idling. So this bit now is a bit in conflict here, right? It's not in conflict. It's just that it's a bit we have some redundancy here now. We have some redundancy, so we need to get rid of redundancy. This is a good way of handling the state machine itself because it helps us kind of figure out, okay, when we need to set certain states, right? This is a bit confusing, so we need to make sure that we're doing things in the proper way and not just running things around. So like crazy people. Like the animals. So, you know, that's the kind of thing we need to figure out. So in this case, if we have no enemies, right? If we are like a defender class, we'll simply stay there idle, right? A defender class will stay idle. And the defender class staying idle means that when we go here to say state move, it's not going to come here in the state move, right? This is just saying what happens when we are in state move, right? We shouldn't be maybe changing things here. Yeah, right. We don't need this. We don't need this, I think, right? Because we already know here that if we have 0 enemies, we're going to be idle. So we don't need this anymore. We have this thing here saying that if we have enemies, right? So if we have some enemies and we're moving, right? So maybe we should say that if we have enemies else here, so maybe there should be an else here because we need to know when does a defender move, because we know when an attacker moves, it moves when there are no enemies, right? Well, that's the problem, right? It moves when there are no enemies. How does it go beyond? It will be moving either way, right? If it has enemies, it'll be moving towards the end. The only time an attacker, like the only time an attacker minion is not moving is when it's attacking, right? So let's figure that out first. Let's figure out the attack first, because we could say that if we are in range. Okay, let's do that. Let's say that. Okay, let's pseudocode this shit. So we need to say that, because I'm getting confused. What? If we are in attack range, we attack, right? If we are in let's say in this is common for everyone. This is for everyone. We attack. This is for everyone. Yes. Else, right? If we are in what would we say that if we are in else if we have enemies, right? Yeah, let's do like this. We move towards them. I'm not gonna waste completions on that shit. Then else if like else, right? Like if nothing else happens, like if because if we have enemies, we move towards them, right? If we have no enemies, right, and we're not in attack range of any enemy, right, we want to yeah, so attacker gets priority. Moving towards an enemy gets priority over gets like lower priority, and the lowest priority is okay if there's none of that is happening, right? Else we say that if we are a defender, we move. No, if we are an defender, we idle. If we are an attacker, we move to the next waypoint. Okay. There you go. So this is what we need to build. All right. Now it's less confusing. I like doing this sort of thing. I like writing my comments like this and then building on top of them. Like, I think this helps me. It's not the first time we do things this way, I guess, in the in this live stream. Not only we now have this Copilot thing bothering us. I mean, come on. It's just let me think by myself. I like thinking my own thoughts. So I don't remember how to I don't know how to disable it, honestly. I need to give it a proper go. Honestly, I need to give it a proper go. I think sometimes I found that sometimes it's very useful. Like tabbing is very useful. So yeah, you have to be careful with it. You have to get. I think just sometimes it's just shit. So you have to be careful. So yeah, we're going to say that if we are in attack range, so it's if we have enemies, right? That is, and we need to figure out the attack range, what the attack distance is, right? So okay, yeah, that's something else, right? We need to say what the attack range is. That's going to be distance, right? That's going to be a distance, so it's just going to be a number. We're just going to set up a number. Yeah, we're just going to set up a number here, like this one, you know, like we've added value here. This is the Yakni that we added, the value that's just worth nothing. This is there for no reason. Yakni. And we can just say attack range. Yeah, just gonna call it that. And we can say 1. This is melee. We say 1 because it's melee, so it's going to get very close before it starts attacking. So when it gets 1, it starts like throwing punches. We can modify it later. We can say, okay, when you get this close, you start throwing punches. We can modify it. That's the thing. We are adding this number here. This means that we can add it. We can modify it in the editor, right? So we're gonna have that, and then we're going to have this. So we're going to say that if we have, so first things first, if we have enemies, right? All right. So we know that we have enemies in this case, right? So maybe we should prioritize not calculating the distance between them. Yeah, if we have enemies, well, yeah, if we have enemies and if we are in attack range, right? So okay, distance to. It's been annoying, but I think it's telling the truth. I think it's telling the truth. State attack. What the fuck? Apply damage, and it knows. Oh, it knows to buy the apply damage. That's good. Okay, that's decent. That's actually pretty decent. Now, why would you return? Now maybe no, don't return. Why returning? No, because if we have more stuff to do, like yeah, I don't really know if we have more stuff to do or not. So be careful here, yeah, and don't just return there. Yeah, so if enemy is greater than 0 and we have our first enemy, right, the first one, is closer. So we're saying that if the distance of the first enemy to our current position is more or equal to the attack range, right? So that is to the whatever attack range, to that number that we set up. We're going to say that we're going to enter into attack state, right? But yeah, this is not how it works. We don't just apply damage like this. We will perform an attack, right? So we're just saying what happens. Okay, we're saying that we get in attack mode, and then we decide what we do with attack mode. We're going to figure out what we do with attack mode. Yeah. It's interesting to see that it knows what I built. That it knows that there's an apply damage thing going on here in this class, so it can tell what happens within the context of the this class, because enemies are of this same class, right? So okay, it knows that. That's interesting. That's good. That's a good thing to know. Okay. So now we need to figure out, okay, if we need to say else here, right? So if we are not in range from one of our enemies, we're going to we need to move. We certainly need to move, and here we need to define next move direction. Where we need to move. It's the direction. It's the direction. It wants to do the new direction thing, but that's not what's happening. We're not really moving towards that direction. So we need to set the new direction move towards the enemy, right? But we're going to figure out later that later. For now, we know that here we decide what we're going to do, right? And with this, we decide we do attack animation or something. Perform attack, right? Either here or somewhere, right? We need to say if attack, we do this. If move, we do this. If like a proper state machine. Here we're just deciding the conditions of our state machine. We'll decide what we do later. Okay, we have the moves thing, and then we have so if enemies greater than 0, we're saying this. Okay, we're moving. So we are also saying this, right? Else if we have enemies, we move towards them. This is what we're doing here, right? Right. So this is actually what we're doing. Right. So this is actually what's going on here. Let's just add this comment here so that we have a reference of what's going on. To move towards enemy. Right, there you go. I think it kind of reads the comments as well and kind of wants to do whatever the comments are saying. That's interesting as well. That's interesting. That's an interesting way. If you use pseudocode, we'll just do whatever you're saying in the pseudocode. That's good. That's a good thing. Interesting. Very useful. So yeah, as long as it's giving you the right thing, right? You see, you can't just trust whatever it gives you, right? Because it says, okay, perform attack, state attack, and then just apply damage. No, you need to perform the attack and then, do, have some kind of attack that you perform that ends up performing damage on the enemy, right? If you're like shooting your weapon, like maybe you're doing shoot your weapon, right? So shoot your weapon, and that's what performs the damage. So yeah, we're not really going to apply damage here, not necessarily, at least. Yeah, the weapon, maybe even if it's a melee weapon, we may instantiate the melee weapon on your hand, and so when you punch, okay, we know that you punch or something like that, or we just do it as a frequency attack, like we do it like a gun. We usually do, yeah, we could do it like use the same concept. And simply, if you're in range, you attack, and every so many seconds it applies a damage. Yeah, that's probably how it would work. We could do something like that. Yeah, we definitely need a melee attack and a gun attack. We're gonna figure that out. Because it would be really cool to make a little RTS game, wouldn't it? Like a proper little RTS game where we have well, it's what we're building, right? It was kind of what we're building, I guess. So yeah, we're going to have a little bit of an RTS thing. Only we're not going to do any RTSing much. It's just going to be very automatic in a way, but it's going to have the RTS mechanics, sort of, right? So that's cool. That's interesting. We're going to see little enemies fighting each other by themselves. That's interesting. That's cool. Okay, so it's always nice to put things together there that just automatically do their own thing. There's something magical about that. I don't know why. Let me know if you feel that way as well. When you just sort of, sometimes it's more magical sort of to program something that just runs by itself and plays itself than actually building the controllers for it. Sometimes, it's like, I don't know. I enjoy more the result of doing the AI players, right? You know what I'm talking about when I say AI players, right? It's not AI. Oh, God, I don't know how to say it anymore. Oh, you ruined us, Sam. So yeah, the autonomous players that I enjoyed more doing those. For the spaceship, the spaceship example on the website, I enjoyed that more than the actual than doing the actual controller. Well, I enjoy the controller as well, but I don't know, there's something magical about just making this these spaceships try and fight each other, and just watching them fight each other and try to find a sneak around them, finding a way for the enemy to sneak around the other enemy, and turn around, building these dogfights, it looks cool, it looks interesting, looks nice. I don't know, things that you leave to chance, very little things that you leave to chance that end up creating these very different scenarios that are very interesting. So very little things that you leave to chance that kind of make it look so real. We're so easy to trick, aren't we? It's so easy to trick. Damn. We're so easy to trick. Our brains are so easy to trick. Because they really look like pilots just flying. Yeah, it's interesting. All right. So I'm sorry, I just go around just talking nonsense. But yeah, so okay, this is what we're doing. We're saying that if we need to perform the attack. So the attack, like I said, could be anything, could be weapon, shoot, right? We need to figure out what the weapon is. We need to create like a proper interface for our weapon, right? That is the same for everyone, for every enemy, so that we can apply that weapon here. Say, okay, if attack, do that thing, shoot your weapon, whatever that is. If it's a gun, if it's, whatever it is. So we need to do that. We need to have like a common interface for shooting, for all of that. Okay. And then we have the state move. And then we need the other state, which is else if we are defender, we don't idle, we idle. Right, so this is in the case that we have enemies, right? So if we don't have enemies, right, what do we do if we don't have enemies? Right, so else what we do is we say that okay, this could work. All right, yeah, I'll give you that. Yes, okay, yeah. Let's remove this thing here. Okay. Yeah. This is fine. This is okay. Yes. So we can remove this. Yes. And we can remove this. Okay. So if you're an attacker, that's the thing, right? So if we're moving, this is what we do, right? If you're attacking, we need to figure out what we do if we attack. So we could do it, we could perform the things here, but I think the best way is to do it like this, right? This dot state. Yeah, what do we do when we're idle? We need to do the idle animation stuff and all that. Yeah, in this case, this else if the state attack, what we do when the state is attack, and then else this as well, right? And we do then we're going to say as well well, in this case is we're moving. If we're attacking, yeah, we need to figure out what is the way. Idle, attack, and move, right? So this is what we're doing. Idle, attack, move. And then we have death, right? So we may not need the death state. We may not need it, because if we start the animation, we just play it here. Like, we just play the animation until it's over, and we can just do that. That could just work as well. Is that... Wait. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Christ. We have this bot selling us viewers. I was thinking, oh, we have a comment here. We have a commenter. Look at that. No. After Crispy Bacon left, no one else commented. Everyone left. We've been abandoned by commenters. Where are you people? Where are you saying? Because I know there are people there. I can see you there. I can see there are a bunch of you there. There's like how many? There's like 10 of you or something on YouTube. None of you are saying hello. None of you are saying hello. Not even a hi. I'm here. Hello. You bald prick. You know, I even that will be okay, you know? Bald prick. Ah. So, okay, we're gonna remove the comments now because we don't need them anymore. These comments, at least, we don't need them. It's just bothering us there. Okay, so now now that we figure out what happens here, we first set up the state machine, right? So this is just to figure out what state we're in, right? So so we're gonna call this select state, you know, and we're gonna just use this here. Okay. Yeah. This does select state. And yeah, we're just gonna do that. And what else are we gonna do here? Now we're going to select state and apply state, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna call this apply state. And that's so annoying. That's so annoying. Oh, damn. Thing just going in there and bothering us. Yeah, there you go. So we apply the state, whatever it is. We do whatever the state requires us to do. And distance to origin was, oh, I had this here. Yeah, okay. All right, we were using that here. So yeah, we're just gonna bring it in here. Yeah, we need it here. We don't need it anywhere else. If we need it somewhere else, we'll see. But for now, this is okay. Okay. So this is in the case that we are, what do you call it? Yeah, this is in the case that we are an attacker, actually. We care about origin if you're an attacker, really. We don't care about it anyway, in any other way, or like, we don't really care. Yeah, so we need to figure that out in a way. Yeah. Okay, so we know that we need to, yeah, we're not going to perform the attack yet. But we could set the new direction here to the next enemy. I don't know if we should do it here. Because that's the thing, right? Should we set the new direction here? And then if we're moving, we just, in state move, we just move towards the next direction, whatever it is. And we decide what to do there. Because that's the thing. We need to perform the decisions of the state machine in a proper way, right? Like if we there you go. Let's remove it now. But yeah, we need to figure out what the target is, and we need to get the target and do whatever the target, you know, whatever we need to do with the target. But if you're an attacker, that's the thing, right? If you're damn, it's just bothering me. Holy shit. I don't know if it's better or worse, honestly. Sometimes like magic and sometimes like just bothering you. Ah, crap. Let's drink some water. Some ASMR. All right. So fucking hell. So if you're a defender, right? This the class equals, yeah, not so many equals defender, right? Like I don't want all of that because I don't know if I'm gonna need all of that. I really don't know. I don't care about all that. I don't want to sit down and read all of that because I really don't know if I need all of this. No, why is we're doing that? No, no, stop it. I mean, it makes sense to do all the moving around stuff, but I want to use the same function, right? So we need to do the go to next waypoint thing, right? Because this is what we're doing here, right? So that's we're actually going to the next waypoint in this way, right? But we need to in this case we're saying what the origin is. So the origin is us, right? So where are we in comparison? Okay, this is what's telling us where are we going next, right? This is going to the next waypoint because we've arrived to the waypoint that we're in right now. So this changes every time we reach a waypoint, right? This is what this thing does, right? It comes here and says that if we have haven't reached the waypoint yet, it returns. See that? So sorry, if we reached the last waypoint, you return because you just basically remove the enemy, remove everything, and that's fine. We actually need something else here, because here we're just saying that we have reached the next waypoint, and here we're saying, is it the last one, right? So this is, if it's not the last one, go to the next one, right? This is all this is saying. Now, score, this is the value, parent, remove object 3D. Yeah, so this is, if it's the last one, we do this. If we need to go to the next one, so this is if we have reached it, we move around, and then okay, here's the deal. Okay, yeah, here's the deal. Where's the moving part? Where's the moving part? Oh, damn it. Here it is. Yes, we're moving. Here we go. So there it is. Set translation. There you go. Okay, so let's come here. Let me show you this. So if we're moving, right? If we're moving, we simply move whomever we are. We're going to move every single time if we are in moving state. See that? That works for everyone, right? Works fine for absolutely everyone. There you go. Let's move behind that. Okay. I don't like the tab there. What's going on there? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to be moving forward if we're moving, right? So this is just moving up forward. Now, if we reach the destination, right, this is all it's saying. So if we have arrived to the place, we decide what to do next, right? We decide if we need to we can say distance from origin to waypoint. We could say distance from origin to next target. This is what it should be. And the current waypoint should be the next target, right? Like the next, the waypoint shouldn't necessarily be, we need to abstract the concept of waypoint, because right now the concept of waypoint is the waypoints that we have in the scene. And that is what bothers, what disturbs the whole system, I guess, right now. Hello, Mr. Phillips, is it? Who's Mr. Phillips? Oh hell, I need to wait. I'm gonna look for Mr. Phillips here because We got Kapchika here saying that. Or CBT Chica. I don't know, would say Kapchika or CBT Chica. Mr. Phillips. Oh, that's why I don't remember it. Yeah, I think I played it in Spanish very long time ago. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't play GTA 5. I think. Oh, I didn't play enough. I played for a bit. I played GTA 5 very short time. I didn't play it that long. That's maybe why. Yeah, because the last GTA I played through was San Andreas. That's the last one I played through. But yeah, I appreciate the. I'll take it as a compliment. You know, I'll take it as a compliment. I'll take it. I don't think it is, but I will take it as a compliment anyway. You know, because why not? Why not? Why the hell not? You know. Hey, nice to have you here, CPT Chica or Kapchika or Kapchika. Yeah, we're doing the state machine for I don't know if you've been here for a bit or not, but we've been doing this state machine for our enemy, for our enemies and our own minions here. And we've been bothered a lot by this co-pilot shit. I absolutely hate it. I mean, I like it, and sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I just want to, you know, yeah, I just want to take over the robot world before they take us our world, you know, because it's bad. But yeah, so we're figuring out that, you know, we know we're moving here. This is the actual move, the actual moving forward. We're moving forward, and we need to abstract our waypoint system, because the current waypoint system was built for preset waypoints in the game logic, right? So we have preset waypoints in game logic, and that is how it was actually doing its thing, right? And yeah, it's the thing is this thing is not sorry, I got distracted there. It's just something there. It's I thought it was a bug, but no. But yeah, no, it's fine. No, it's an actual bug, an actual bug. Yeah. No, it was just the eye thing. You know, I have the eye floaters there in the eye, and then getting old. But sorry, I was saying you can remove CPT part. Okay, so it's only chica. So I was like girl in Spanish. So I don't know if maybe something else in another language, but I don't know. Chica. Well, also chica in Spanish is it's girl, but it was with a C, no with a K. So that's why I asked. But yeah. So chica. Yes, basically what we have is the defender here. We have the previous system, which is the current system basically. What it's doing is we have the a list of waypoints in the here, right? We have a list of waypoints here, are fixed, are part of the scene. But now we want to have little enemies that come out on the road, and little friendlies for us, right? That come out in the road, and we can fight them. So we need to make this in a very efficient way, in a very agnostic way, so that you can use this for things like any kind of system here, where you can have a versus mode, where you have two players going around, throwing minions at each other, things like that. So the idea is this for actually to be a platform to build this sort of games, to make this an actual extension. And the thing is, right now we have the waypoint set on the game logic. So the game logic, we're just setting the waypoints in order here, We decide, we're telling the enemies, because right now the enemies just need to go from waypoint to waypoint. What's the next waypoint? Is just go to that waypoint and move forward. Now, the problem with that is that for our current system, where we have two types of enemies, we have attackers and we have defenders. The ones going through waypoints, they are the attackers. And now we have defending minions as well. They're just going to be standing there, like defending the road. So if we have a defender class minions, we want them to stand there and not go to the next waypoint. Right? They will not be reading this waypoint. So we need to abstract this so that only the defender minions will be taken in the game logic waypoints. Sorry, only the attacker minions will be getting to the game logic waypoints, and the defender minions, they will just attack the first minion that comes into contact with their attack range, right? And their attack range is this, right? We have this attack range, right, which is just a collider. It's a oh, by the way, we need to make it a trigger. I don't think we made it a trigger. I don't think I made it a trigger. So yeah, the engage area, this has we need to make it a sensor. We make it a sensor there, right? So there you go. And now we save it. There you go. So we have a little minion there that is that has this range of attack. And yeah, let's see. That's the thing, right? Oh, in Slavic languages is opposite of Spanish. So chica in Slavic languages means boy. Really? Wow. Interesting. So chica with a K, right? We're talking about, right? So chica with a K. Oh, so if I knew you somewhat personally and was introducing you to say a kid, I would say this is chica beardscript. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Chica beardscript. Look at that. Oh, interesting. So like guy, like saying guy, something like the guy beardscript, something like that. If I were to translate it in a way that makes barely any sense, I guess it would be like saying like guy beardscript or something like that, I guess. I don't know. Like if I were a girl, right? If I were a girl, right? Would it be like a chica beardscript as well, or would it be like something else, like chico beardscript? Because the Spanish one is chica for a girl, and chico for a guy. So we say chico is a guy, chica is a girl, right? So they say, yeah, interesting, yeah. But with the C, the thing is, in Spanish, there's no difference between the K and the C. Same as there's no difference, like there's no noticeable difference between the V and the B. Like we don't have a concept of V and B. You have both of them. You have the V, like the V and the B, right? But you don't have an actual sound for it, like specific sound. There is, but we don't use it. So it's like, I don't know. Well, if you were a woman, word for word translation is this is aunt beardscript. Oh, look at that. So it would be aunt. All right. Well, in Spanish, in Spain they say tío, they say uncle a lot to kind of describe to say like guy or something like that. It's like uncle. They say to say just guy, some guy, some uncle, some guy, like this guy. No, este tío. This guy, este tío. And in Uruguay we say tipo. It's the same as guy, right? The tipo, tío, something like that, right? Chico. And they say tía as well. Tía is aunt, right? So it would be tía, a tía, some tía would be like some gal somewhere. Interesting. We learn something new every day. So you have that You know that we have aunts, Slavic aunts and Slavic guys. Very interesting, very interesting. Slavic, very cool, very cool. I love it. I love it. Love languages. I'm trying to learn Greek now. I'm trying going with Greek now. So it's nothing. Not that it's very similar, but well, it has to, similar to Cyrillic. That's I know some Slavic languages like Russian has it, and probably others as well, right? And so the has a similar. Inspiring. The Cyrillic one was inspired by that one, right? So you know what I'm talking about. Have 2 words for uncle. Look at that. 2 words for uncle. What are those? I'm interested to know what are 2 words for uncle. 2 words to say uncle. It's like a what? Wives. What? Wives, sisters, swastika. What are you saying? What? This is a wife? No way. I need to find. I find like I'm afraid. I'm scared you may be making me say these things, and it's not true. I mean, I'm gonna have to look this up. This is what is it? Sisters swastika. This is so. No, this can't be true. This can't be true. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm gonna have to look this one up. But no way. Sisters swastika. Ah, sisters swastika. No way. Look at that. Yeah, it's not the same, right? Yeah. Look at that. Interesting. Look at this. Very cool. Very, very cool. You learn something new every day, innit? Very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. Right. So it's because wife, sister's husband is fast, and we add ika for woman. Look at that. Look at that. Right. Oh, languages. I love languages. Yeah. I'm having a hard time Greek right now. It's really hard, but hey, I love it. Beautiful language, Greek. And but it's different to anything I've ever seen. Honestly, it's very, very different. Wow, so different, so weird. But I love it. It's an amazing language. I absolutely love it. I love to try. I love to give sometime a Slavic language a try. At least to be able to say a few words and read text would be really cool. Now that I can read Greek, it would be interesting to be able to read like Russian, and all that. Being able to like read the alphabet, the Cyrillic alphabet in general, it'd be brilliant. Be interesting. There's little things like sometimes you see all those things written there, and you're like, oh, what does it say? And it'd be interesting to be able to just read the words. It was part of what excited me to learn Greek. Just wanted to learn Greek. But yeah, no reason. I'm not Greek. I don't have Greek family or anything. I just wanted to learn Greek because I love the language. But yeah, sorry, I'm deviating. But yeah, it's a bit late. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I should have stopped at 9, and it's 9:30. Yeah, so I have to cook for my wife now. Yeah, she's already home, and she needs to be fed, so I need to go cook. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to come back for sure. We absolutely coming back on Tuesday, but we may come back before. I'll see if I have time. I'll come back like on Saturday, one of those days. I'm very, very, very invested in making the next version of Rogue Engine amazing. So I'm really doing a lot of work I'm very, very, very up to here with stuff there, because it's really hard. I'm doing like the whole no code system, like this sort of event sheet, to help you if you don't know how to code, to make it work, to be able to make a game, with helpful little events and things, that can help you make a game. And if you don't want to write a bunch of code, right, even if you're a coder, to be able to do it as well. Chica saying, we have uncle strict from father's side and uncle Uyak from mother's side. So it's uncle Strik and Uyak. Strik and Uyak. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Look at that. Yeah, the cool thing is that I don't think I would have much problem with pronunciation with Slavic languages. Same as I don't have problem with pronunciation with Greek, because of I think most of the sounds I have, like from Spanish, like the R's and all that, la R, la R, all those little sounds, I have them all. So it should be quite simple for me here and there, I guess, the sounds. But the problem is the grammars are so different. Like everything's so different in this language. Oh my god. Like with Greek is nothing to do with anything I've ever seen. So it's hard. It's hard. So hard. But yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's this new thing. I want to add the Greek there, it's like the Spanish, Italian, it's English and Greek. That's now it's summing it up. Says you can talk in nominative well, we'll understand you. We just want to be fancy. Well, I guess it requires I think it requires work to speak well. The goal for a language, I think, is communication, right? So that's what I'm trying to do with Greek now. But we'll see where I get. I want to get to a point where I can read some books at least. But I'm going to the ancient side. I'm going to the ancient Greek side though. I'm trying to learn. My goal is to be able to at some point read Homer like in the original, and I'll be happy with that. If I can read Homer in the original with the dictionary in my hand, I'll be happy with that. Very, very happy. And if I can communicate with a Greek person, right? I know Greek, ancient Greek. I'm very aware that ancient Greek is very different from modern Greek, but if I can communicate and read, I don't know. I'll be. Next stream, philosophy of existence. Yes, we'll do that. Next one, we'll do hermetism, and we'll talk about philosophy. We'll talk about. We're gonna talk about the Republic. We're gonna talk about Plato's Republic. That's the next topic for next live stream. So just read your books, read your stuff. Read your Socrates, and we'll be back on the next live stream. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go feed my wife now. So, yeah, because that's the most important part of life, just feed your wife. Feed your wife. That's something you just have to do. All right, mates. See you later. Thank you for joining me. Remember, go to the Discord, join me there. Go to the Republic. Just stay true to the force. Yes. yes. See you in the next one. Go to the Discord. Join the Discord. Go there and say hello. I'll always say hello. I have it as a religion. My religion is going there in Discord, finding you there and saying hello to you. But yes, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.